Hi, it's Sarah, and I want to talk to you about my week 2 on Zepbound. Now, if you remember my week 1, I talked about 3 things. First, side effects, which I only had a headache for 2 days. Then I talked about how it shifted my mindset from thinking about food to now thinking about my weight, which was really powerful for me. And then 3, I talked about my weight loss. So I'm going to talk about those 3 things again. For week 2, in terms of side effects, I had 0. I felt great. I didn't have a headache. I would say I think that my thirst might be a little bit more than normal, but I am drinking a lot of water. So that's it. In terms of a mindset, again, I feel like I never think about food. I think about my weight and how important it is for me to lose weight. So while I thought about that before, that was always echoed by stop eating, those kinds of thoughts about food. When am I going to eat again? Is this enough food? That never happens anymore. So it does feel like a very profound mindset shift. And then in terms of weight loss, I'm averaging about 2 pounds a week, which is pretty incredible. I feel like that is quite the increase of weight that I've ever lost when I have tried to diet before. However, I will say coming towards the end of week 2, this past weekend, I had some anxiety where I was thinking, I was hitting a point in terms of weight loss that I've gotten to before where I have felt like I was on the right track, and then I've unfortunately fallen back into old habits. Now that was pre-taking this drug, but I was like looking at the numbers on the scale, and this is where I've gotten to before and then relapsed, so to speak, doing conventional dieting. So I was like, I hope that I can push through these numbers this coming week. Week 3 will be starting today. In fact, I did my 3rd shot today, and the prescription is for 4 shots. So now I'm starting to think, how can I reach out to my doctor to make sure that I don't have any kind of gaps in the medication? But I do have an appointment with him scheduled in about 10 days. So I'm really excited to talk to him about how this has been. It's really been wonderful, and there's a part of me that wants to be on this forever. And I know that sounds crazy, but I feel so grateful and so happy to be on this medication that I wish I could be on it forever. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the meeting in 10 days will be to decide if I would stay on that 2.5 milligram dosage or if they would bump me to 5 milligrams. And my gut feeling is, just considering the pace of weight loss, being about 2 pounds a week, I feel like I don't think there's a need to go up, but I'm not the doctor, so I'm sure we'll figure that out at the appointment. But thanks for following along on my journey. Like I said, I did my 3rd shot today. I do them in my thighs, so I did 1, 2, 3. And, we'll see what this coming week brings. I'm excited to see if I'll continue in the same way. And I will say, in terms of week 3 starting now, I did do my 3rd shot multiple hours ago, and I feel fine. So that's great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.